Welcome back to another Fat Dad episode. Today I'm going to talk about the diet I use and follow to drop weight and what I'm going to be following to drop 50 plus pounds, and talk about my training a little bit and then go from there. And then hopefully you can have at least an idea when you apply it to yourself if you even want to. So first off, I use just a flexible dieting approach, tracking macros. And I know there's a million different ways to diet and lose weight. And truthfully, all of them, quote unquote, work. And so many people get married to a certain style or fad or, name of a diet. And one thing, you need to ask yourself, is it sustainable? Can I stay on this method beyond when I hit my goal? Or is it something that's so extreme and so out there that I cannot adjust? So for example, I've talked to a lot of people and they were stuck on, a certain type of diet. But then when their day gets derailed, or maybe they're traveling, or, they want to enjoy, friends and family, then they go off the rails and now they think, oh, my day is screwed and I'm just going to eat everything in sight. This day is ruined. And that's why I like, quote unquote, flexible dieting. I know that name and term has been bastardized over the years. But really, I just look at it like a budget. And I've done this for years and it is the most effective. However, you still need to track and, monitor what you're doing, just like with a bank account. So right now my calories are around 2,600 or so. I think it's 2,610 actually. And my fat is 70 grams a day. Carbs are 300 and protein is 195. Now I got on the scale this morning and it weighed in at 240.1. So for this channel, for this video, that is going to be the starting point for the video. Even though I was at 251 a little over a month ago as a high, but this is going to be the starting point for this video, 240.1. And I really want to get down to 190. So 50 pounds is the goal. So we'll see how long it takes, but a target fat loss right now for me is 2 pounds per week. So that honestly, being at this weight, that is relatively doable and manageable. 1% of fat or loss per week is sustainable. Obviously, when you get leaner, your body wants to hold on to more, and it doesn't quite follow that, and it's not always linear either. So I bet this time next week when I check in with y'all, that is going to be dropped because I just know how things go and how everything reacts. So, just use that as a gauge, and sometimes it'll drop down to 0.5%, but that's why I like to weigh in daily and track what I'm doing and, inspect what I expect. So weighing in daily, I can see the trend because, I might weigh in today at 240, but maybe today I have high sodium or for whatever, maybe I'm stressed and my body holds on to more, and then tomorrow it's up, and then people freak out because they think they gained weight. Well, it's usually more than that. So I like to look at trends and just really get the big picture. And just to give you some examples of what I eat. So this morning I went to the gym and my training is pull, push, legs. And I repeat that twice a week. Pull, push, legs, pull, push, legs. And my sets and reps, it varies from, day 1 and day 2 of the week. And then also how I'm feeling. I've been training long enough to know, certain things are great, certain things are not. For example, with triceps, I know if I go heavy and, push the weight and 8 reps or less, I get elbow issues. So with tricep movement, I try to keep my reps higher and focus on the stretch, the squeeze, and work the muscle, not just focus on moving weight from point A to point B. But back to what I eat. So after training, got home and short on time, so I had just a piece of Dave's Killer Bread with 16 grams of peanut butter, 1 tablespoon, and 10 grams of honey, and then also just a protein shake. So, it was great. Got protein, got some carbs, a little bit of fat, and then when I on my way into my office had a banana, and then when I got to my office had some yogurt. Then I'm gonna have a New York strip from a porterhouse I grilled last night, and some Easy Mac. Yes, Easy Mac. So I know people get caught up in processed, not processed. Don't get lost in the weeds. Most people who get so caught up on, is it toxic? Is it whatever? And whatever influencer has said this, but they don't focus on the main things. They don't focus on their calories, their macros. They don't track. They don't worry about, their sleep, but they try and worry about this little things that really have no difference. What in the whole term of what is healthy, and that's for a whole nother video. But what is healthier? If I were out eating, natural foods and being overweight, or maybe using these to help get to my goal weight. Now, I don't base my day around, processed food or bagged foods, but imagine if I didn't have those in my diet and I was traveling and things were going on and it was busy, then what am I going to do? I'm going to be hungry and I'm not going to be able to perform at the gym, and it's just going to be a whole nother world. So yes, I eat packaged foods, I eat fast food, but you track it. Now I know now it's like, Rich, well, you're fat, you're out of shape. Just follow along and watch. So that's what I eat. It's just, common sense and just a balance. That's the name of the game, is balance. Can you do this the rest of, your life essentially? And, I'll fit in a beer or two and enjoy the time with my friends and family, even when I am show ready and show lean. I remember some friends saw me and they're like, "You're eating a Snickers? What is wrong with you?" I'm like, you know what? It just sounded good. Now I had to live with the fact I used 13 grams of fat and 32 carbs that day that went to a Snickers. It really didn't hold me over, but that was a decision I made. Now sometimes on higher carb days that works, but there's also times where I know, like, all right, I know this food item is not going to hold me over, and I'll be very, very short-term happy, versus I can go get, just some potatoes. And if you ever weigh out a serving of potatoes and look at that, you get a good amount of value for the carbs there. So, that's really why I choose certain foods over, whole foods versus processed foods, is just because of it will hold me over longer and I feel better sometimes. But again, it's a balance, and we get a lot of our recipes, and thankfully my wife gets this. She knows how to track. She'll make some crazy recipes, but I think Zach, I pronounce his name right, Rochelau, Flexible Dieting Lifestyle. I can't remember the name of his cookbook, but he creates some awesome recipes. And then Mason Fit. So we use both of those quite a bit. Mason Fit has some awesome ones. His turkey meatballs are fantastic. We'll use them in spaghetti. I'll make meatball sandwiches. But again, it is balance. It is, how am I going to use my budget for the day? And that is the process I'm going to use when I drop weight. Again, so I'm at 70 fat, 300 carbs, and 195 protein. And in another video, I'll talk about how I got those macros and where that came from. But yeah, and then I'll adjust. So I may not adjust weekly. I'll see how the week goes. And that's a good thing about doing daily weight tracking, is that I can see what is going on. And then I track all my workouts. I know what is going on with my day. And maybe there was something, an outlier, like, oh yeah, why didn't you lose weight this week? What was going on? And, just tracking, inspect what you expect, and then going on from there. So if there's any other topics you want me to cover as I go through this, definitely reach out and leave a comment, and I'm always happy to answer. But again, this is Fat Dad Training, Rich Brecklin, and I will see you on the next video.